Welcome to this episode of On Photography. In this episode, I want to talk about this 3D printed filter adapter I came up with. Because one of the things you've noticed, I've been doing the modification series of this cheap action camera, because one of the things I showed is how to disassemble it. Then I showed you how to remove the IR filter. And now what I've done is I've actually 3D printed this filter housing that actually attaches to the lens. Now this actually does double duty, because what it allows is the adaptation of a filter onto the front of here. Plus it also, because it cinches onto the lens assembly here, and remember in the prior video we talked about this, because as we use different infrared filters, which this is an infrared filter, I don't know if you can kind of see through it, you can see a little bit, there's a different focal point for it, so we have to adjust the focus. So this particular one happens to be a 720 nanometer, so we can go 720, we can go 850, we can go 950, but all of these require different focal settings, and so this allows us to do that. Now what I've done is I put this as a customizer out on Thingiverse. I'll have something up in the corner about it, so you can go out there if you have a 3D printer, print it off for yourself. Now I've printed this in TPU. TPU is a flexible plastic. I'll spit that out. And so it works very nice to cinch around this lens and allows me to adjust it. Now, say maybe you haven't done this modification. This will still work. Just, you know, when you measure the diameter, measure it for the whole lens assembly, and it'll simply cinch to that. And then what you can do is take your filter and snap it on. And because what happens, because it's flexible plastic, is just snap right in there. Now one of the things you want to do when you're measuring for the dimensions to print this out, because what happens is by the name customizer, it prints, or not prints, sorry, it creates a custom part for you to your dimensions. And that's why I'm sharing this, because that piece is really cool. So the thing, what you do is you measure the filter ring, or the threads of the filter here, and then what happens is this creates an inner dimension that matches it here, and then what happens is the filter simply, you just simply press fit it in, and it just snaps into place. Kind of like, I don't know if you heard a click, but now it's snapped into place and really works great. Go around, cinch it all the way in, and works great. And then you can just spin this assembly to get the focus you want, and voila. So what, you don't have a 3D printer? I tell you, one of the things that really comes in handy with photography is 3D printers, because you can print all kinds of adapters, covers, you name it. And it's not that hard. One of the printers, you know, put it up in the corner, I suggest, is the Monoprice Select Mini. It'll do about a 6x6 object, which is pretty much big enough for most photographic needs. And you know, you can easily do something like this in that printer. And it's not really hard. There's tons of models, and just like this customizer up here that I showed, is you know, a lot of folks have already created these things, so you don't have to worry about, oh Joe, what am I going to do? You know, I'm not good at creating things. What am I going to do? These things are already out there, so you know, this is a big bonus. So anyways, I kind of wanted to share this with you guys. It's out there on Thingiverse, and I'll have a link down below. So go out, print it out. Whatever size filter you need, it can make it. So, or adapter for whatever size filter. So anyways, don't forget the subscribe button over there, and hey, let me know in the comments below what you think. Or do you have any other ideas that I should design up for action cams or any kind of cameras for 3D printers and put it out there as a customizer, or just on Thingiverse in general? Love to hear from you guys. Cheers, and see you in the next video.